I think as human beings, we all just want to connect. We want to build loving relationships. We want to form strong friendships. And we ultimately want to feel as though we actually matter. It seems to me that there is an epidemic amongst men right now. Yeah, I'm seeing so many videos of guys going online telling the world how lost and friendless and sexless they are. And yeah, this sucks, right? It sucks that men are feeling this way, but I think rather than sympathizing, we need to start strategizing, right? Like actually doing something about this. Like, bro, I spent a big chunk of my life feeling irrelevant, right? I grew up in a single parent household. I had severe social anxiety growing up. Like I'd break out into these sweating fits at school whenever the teacher put me on the spot to answer questions. And as far as girls go, I was absolutely hopeless. But I knew at a young age that no one else was coming to save me, right? I knew that if I didn't want to be a friendless, lonely incel for the rest of my life, then it was on me to fix my problems. And that's what I did. Yeah, I went from a sweaty, socially anxious mess to, first of all, becoming a professional magician. So I used to like perform magic at people's weddings. I started off just like approaching people around parks in the Lake District to now doing what I'm doing, which is traveling the world teaching high achieving, busy city workers how to bring beautiful women into their lives through organic face-to-face interaction. And bro, what I've learned on my journey so far is nobody cares about you unless it benefits them to do so, right? The world is motivated by self-interest and everyone just wants the best deal for themselves. So if you want to have more friends, more women, and more opportunities than you know what to do with, then it's about becoming necessary. You'll never be lonely once you become necessary. I'm going to say that again so it actually sticks. You'll never be lonely once you become necessary. And the way you become necessary in a world motivated by self-interest is by giving people what they want. And from my perspective, it seems to me that people have three deep wants. They want to feel less pain, experience more pleasure, and ultimately feel as though they actually matter. So this video is dedicated to teaching you exactly how you can give people what they want so you can get exactly what you want. 1. Solve problems. So I was in Brazil at the start of this year, and when I got to Brazil, I was in Rio, by the way. So when I got to Rio, I connected with a guy who I basically met on Instagram. So met up with him, and as soon as we met up, he introduced me to his network of friends. He took me to the best bars, the best places to meet people. And then when my bank cards got cancelled, so like I couldn't draw any money out of ATMs, I couldn't do like online transactions, like whole thing was like frozen. He went to an ATM and he drew money out for me so I could basically afford to eat, right? So like him doing this ultimately made me like him more. Right? Like I became more invested into him as an individual because he'd gone above and beyond to help me. All right. And now I consider him a solid friend. And like whenever he needs anything in the future, he knows that all he has to do is just ask, right? I'll be there for him because he was there for me. Bro, this is what it's about, right? Like life is a value exchange. Yeah, like these morons who are making videos online complaining that they've got no friends, they've got no job opportunities, no women wants to suck them off. It's like, you're not giving anything to the marketplace. So the marketplace is not giving you anything back in return. My mum always said to me, Kristian, you'll get out of life what you put into it, and you're not going to be valued until you become valuable, right? And the way you become valuable in a world motivated by self-interest is by solving people's problems. So bro, starting today, all right, I want you to make a habit out of making people's lives 1% better, right? So maybe you're at the gym and you can see the guy who's like on the bench next to you struggling, finishing off that last set. Like you can just go over to him and be like, bro, would you like me to spot you? And like, yeah, bro, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Like this literally happened to me at the gym a couple of months back. Like a guy could see I was struggling on the bench. And he just came over, was like, yo, bro, do you want me to help you like on the next set? And like, just this made me like him more because he'd gone out of his way to help me. And like, you don't know where these simple acts of kindness can take you, right? You offer to spot this guy at the gym, then you connect with each other, and then maybe he can connect you with other like-minded guys. Maybe he's got a party this coming weekend, he can invite you, you can meet guys, you can meet girls. Like, you don't know where it's going to take you. Or maybe you're working your 9-to-5 job and you've come up with this way that you can make more sales for the company that you work for, right? Then you share this knowledge with your boss and he's like, fuck me, you're a genius. You get a higher pay rise because you've identified a problem and you've offered a solution to this problem. Like, bro, most people are just sleepwalking through life, right? They're reactive rather than proactive. But, and this is like holistic, it's everywhere. The fucking guy at the gym, you're working your job, you're like, fuck me, I've thought of a better way to increase sales. Or maybe you're at the supermarket and you see an old lady struggling to reach a pack of peanuts. And you're just like, oh, would you like me to help you? I think it's good to ask people first rather than just immediately helping them, because some people could be like, oh, fuck you, I don't want your help. So like, offer first, like ask people, like, would you like some help? Yeah, but you don't know where these generous acts are going to take you, right? Just a simple act of you going out of your way to help other people, it makes people more invested into you as an individual, because it feels good, doesn't it, right? It feels good to help people. Like, yeah, you're helping people because it makes you feel good. But like we said, the world's motivated by self-interest. Yeah, we all just want the best deal for ourselves. Like, we're only going to do things if we want to do it, if it benefits us. But, you know, you help people, it makes you feel good. What's the phrase? A rising tide lifts all the boats, right? So you help people, you start to feel good, your energy becomes more palpable, you're starting to get out of your head, you realize that you actually have control over your own emotional state. You help people, makes you feel good, and then you become a source of pleasure, right? And this leads us on to the second principle, which is seduce the world. Everyone just wants to feel good. Yeah, like, this statement sounds so simple, yet it's so true. Like, yeah, we all just want to feel good. And as people, we like people who make us feel good. One of my favorite books of all time is The Alabaster Girl by Zan Perrion, right? I talk about it all the fucking time. Like, I should be on commission for this fucker. But in this book, right, in The Alabaster Girl, Zan explains a fundamental secret about women. All right, he says, a man who loves women is loved by women, right? And he tells this amazing story of, he's in an elevator, right? He's in an elevator and he's with these two older women, like these women in the fucking 70s, yeah? And whilst he's in this elevator, he's just there and he's flirting the absolute knickers off these women, right? He's like, oh, ladies, like, you look divine tonight. I think, like, go to a fucking casino or something. Like, oh, you look divine. Your husbands need to be careful. They need to lock you away and throw away the key because I've got bad intentions for you. And he's not doing this because he wants to sleep with them, right? He's saying it in a playful, light-hearted way, but he's doing this because it delights him to delight in the feminine energy, right? He always says that beauty needs a witness. And this is the energy that Zan takes into all of his interactions with the feminine, right? Like, his mindset is, how can I make this woman shine? Yeah, whilst most guys are approaching girls from this place of, what can I take? Yeah, Zan is going into his conversations with women being like, what can I give? Yeah, how can I make this woman feel truly beautiful? How can I make her shine? How can I be a witness to her beauty? Again, a man who loves women is loved by women. So if you want to live a life abundant with beautiful, nourishing, radiant feminine energy, and you want to have more romantic options than you know what to do with, then this is the mindset that you want to be going in there with. It's how can I make this beautiful woman shine? How can I make her feel more beautiful? And this is like the mantra that I live my life by is seduce the world. And it's inspired by Zan's teachings, right? Like, when I say seduce the world, what I'm really saying is, leave people better than you found them, right? Like, be the reason someone smiles, be the reason someone has a better day. When you're interacting with women, like, every single woman that you're interacting with, it's about, how can I make her feel beautiful, desired, and sexy? Like, you're going into your conversations with the feminine, like, I want you, but I don't need you. Like, worst case scenario, she feels beautiful and you feel good. Like, you know, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I could, like, bottle this up and put it into, like, a fucking cologne and just spray it in your face, then I'd do it, because I think this is This is what trips most guys up in relationships, right? They're operating from a place of lack rather than from a place of wholeness, right? It's like when you feel so complete in yourself, you're going out there to give, right? It's like givers gain. All right, so let's make this super practical, okay? For the next 7 days, I want you to set yourself the challenge of complimenting one new woman every single day for this next week, all right? Literally just go over to that woman and you can say, excuse me, hi, I just wanted to say, you look amazing, beautiful, divine, unreal, whatever adjective you want to use. Like you can say, you know, I would have regretted it if I didn't come over here and tell you that. Have a great day, right? And the way you're delivering it, it's this light-hearted, playful, almost like you just need to go over and celebrate her in that moment. But yeah, one compliment every single day to a woman. Right? It could be the old lady at the bus stop. It could be the middle-aged lady in the cafe. It could be the hot Aussie girl who's strutting towards you on a beautiful summer's day. Right, I want to use this part of the video to quickly talk to you about my one-to-one coaching services. So when guys stumble across my content for the first time, however the fuck they come across it, they think, oh yeah, this guy, he just teaches guys how to speak to girls. Like that's what they see like on the surface. But when guys actually take time to study my content and get to know me, they realize that what I teach and what I do, it all goes much deeper than just day game. Yes, I'll help you develop the skills to be able to go on multiple dates a week with girls who you meet during the day. Yes, I'll give you the entire playbook. I'll hold you accountable for your actions, but it's so much more than just this, right? Well, one of the things that I'm the most proud of, like what I've created, is the network of guys that I've got around me, right? So as soon as we start working together, I'm going to be introducing you to my ready-made network of radically ambitious, like-minded guys who you can immediately start connecting with in our private WhatsApp group. If you're going out there and you're trying to do all of this stuff on your own, you've got no feedback, no accountability, and no support from other like-minded guys, then you're gonna struggle to make progress, all right? So if you're watching this video, you resonate with me, you like what I do, and you like the idea of going on multiple dates a week, and you wanna become part of a ready-made masculine support network, then click the first link in the comments and book yourself in for a free 30-minute consultation call.
4 weeks ago, I was struggling to get a date. It's so surreal to me to be able to like stand in front of you and tell you that like, not only do I have multiple dates lined up in one day, not only have I gone on instant dates, like met the girl and on the spot taken her on a date. It's so indescribable. I mean, this is all I've ever wanted. I told him since I was literally 11, 12, 13 years old and I started getting into girls and I started wanting to be able to see these pretty girls and go up to them actually. Like ever since then, this is all I've wanted is to be able to have options, to be able to exercise options. And I've never been in this place in my life as far as women.
3. Deliberate celebration. So you've heard of the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? You've heard of that book. Well, in the book, the author Dale Carnegie says that the deepest human want is the want to feel important, right? And in the book, he outlines like to make people important, like look them in their eyes, call them by their first name, like you know this stuff, right? But for me anyway, the way that you hit this deep human emotional want to feel important is to celebrate people, okay? To validate their existence by making them feel deeply appreciated. Like whether it's a family member, a work colleague, or maybe someone you've literally just met. Yeah, I think the greatest gift we can give to another human being is to make them feel as though they actually matter. The last time that I was in London, I went to this barber shop, right? I'd never been there before, but as soon as I walked in the door, I got the impression that there was something entirely different going on here. Like just an amazing atmosphere, top quality customer service, unreal haircut, and after I'd had my haircut, right, I stood up, like, you know, the guy had already like brushed the hair off me, and I just looked him in the eye and said, bro, this is by far the best barbershop I've ever been to. And like, I could see the emotion on his face. Like I could see what that actually meant to him. Because I'm sure he's cutting hair, right? He's cutting hair all the day. You know, people are getting in the chair, like, you know, job done, see you later. But it's like, and this is why I say deliberate celebration, because we do need, in my opinion, to make a conscious effort to almost remind ourselves to celebrate good work. Yeah, so like when I said this to him, like, you know, this is the best barber shop I've been to. Yeah, for him it's like, yeah, he's just doing his job, but in that moment he felt witnessed. He felt important. He felt seen. He felt as though his work actually mattered, right? And we all have the capacity to celebrate other people. And on top of this, I left a generous tip, so I paid more than I needed to, and I left a 5-star review on Google, right? Because like, again, life is a value exchange, yeah? Like, he delighted me, so I want to delight him. I think like running a business, it makes you more appreciative for other professionals, right? Like, I understand like the whole rising tide lifts all the boats. It's like karma, yeah? Like putting good karma out there into the world. That's why I'll never leave bad reviews, right? I just won't do it. Even if I have a bad experience, I just won't publicize that experience, because I don't want to put that bad karma out there into the world. I want to get onto like the internet and be like, oh my god, my food arrived like 10 minutes late, oh, this is a terrible place, you shouldn't come here. It's like, I don't know, I don't believe in that. Very much like a man who loves women is loved by women, I also think people who love people are loved by people. Does that make sense? Because people always talk about changing the world, but for me, you start by changing someone's world. Yeah, like let's say I'm working with a client who's had severe approach anxiety his entire life. Like, he's never been able to just go over to a woman and say, hi, you look beautiful. And let's say whilst we're working together, he finally breaks through and he actually does the thing. Like, bro, I am celebrating the absolute fuck out of him, right? Like, I'm being a witness to his success because it makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel as though, yeah, I made this happen. Yeah, like that's the best feeling that I can get, feeling as though like I'm actually having a positive impact on the world, because like in my clients, I see like my former self, right? Like, I see that scared, lost little boy who just wanted to be wanted, yeah, who was just terrified of the world, who wanted to feel as though he mattered, yeah, to feel as though his presence actually meant something to somebody. And that's who I see in my clients. So when I'm coaching my clients and they experience a win, it's almost like a win for like my former self as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, shit, like, yeah, people can do things. You know, people are not as hopeless as they think. I think oftentimes we just need somebody to believe in us, right? I think this is what deliberate celebration is about. It's making a conscious effort to make people feel good about themselves. Like, oftentimes people don't know we appreciate them until we tell them, yeah, until we actually express it in words. And like, I'm definitely guilty of this, like taking people for granted. But something that I do more and more now is reminding myself that the people that I love, like, they're not going to be around forever, you know? And I think it is easy to just take people for granted. Yeah, like my mum, for example, like me and my mum, we've certainly had our like ups and downs over the years. We've had a somewhat turbulent relationship, but I was with her the other day and like we were just speaking, and like, I just like stopped what we were talking about, and I just said to her, listen, I know that I've not always displayed gratitude, but I just want you to know that I really appreciate like everything you've done for me, and like I love you, you know? And it just felt nice in that moment to be able to like deliberately celebrate somebody who matters, you know? It's like I was saying to you at the start, like if you want to feel as though you matter, you make other people feel as though they matter, you know? Like, yeah, we live in this world motivated by self-interest, and yeah, we all do just want the best deal for ourselves, and yeah, life is a value exchange, but I do think the greatest gift we can give to our fellow human beings is to fill them with that deep appreciation that they are seen, they are witnessed, and they are important. So yeah, a bit of a fucking deep on this one, but I think it's an important message, right? And this video is not intended to make anybody feel bad or guilty or, you know, be like, oh, wow, look at me. Like life is difficult, yeah, but life is also beautiful. And I really do hope that something that I've said throughout this video has resonated with you, and I hope you apply the lessons and make your life better and do it because you actually want to do it. Yeah, like do it. I can't remember what I was gonna say, but just, yeah, like if you're new to the channel, my name's Kristian. I teach high achieving, busy city workers how to speak to women during the day, not feel weird about it. So yeah, if you resonate with me, you like what I do, then consider subscribing, turn notifications on. You don't have to, it's not obligatory. But yeah, I wish each and every one of you outrageous success in everything that you do, okay? And yeah, if you're watching this and you feel hopeless, you feel sad, you feel as though no one cares, then it's up to you ultimately to change your circumstances, right? That's what I've done, that's what I teach my clients to do, and I hope I've inspired you to do the same. So anyway, I love you, and I'll speak to you in the next one.
You stay sexy, okay?